Well, hello, and welcome back to the final part of our proactive tax planning workshop. And we're getting started right now. I'm John Williams, the owner and advisor at Ironwood Wealth Management. Please note that this workshop is not a substitute for using a tax professional. Please also keep in mind, many states don't follow the same rules and computations as the federal income tax rules. So please make sure to check with your tax preparer to see what tax rates and rules apply for your state. Before I begin presentations like this, I find it helpful to review that there are 5 key areas of financial planning. And those 5 areas are preservation planning, retirement planning, tax planning, estate planning, and investment planning. In part 2 of this series, I discussed potential tax law changes that have been proposed by the new Biden administration. Today's presentation is about the Secure Act, which affects retirement planning, tax planning, and estate planning. However, as a comprehensive wealth management firm, we try to consider the impact of any recommendation we make, not just on one of these areas, but all of these areas for our clients. The Secure Act is one of the largest assortments of retirement plan reforms in history. It contained numerous provisions intended to make it easier for businesses to offer retirement plans and for individuals to save for retirement. It also made significant changes impacting existing retirement plans. One of the major changes enacted by the Secure Act was to change the age that requires a retirement account owner to take a required minimum distribution. The old laws required distributions to start in the year you turned 70 and a half. The new law changed this to begin at age 72. Another major change enacted by the Secure Act was to remove the age limit that did not allow those with earned income to make a traditional IRA contribution after age 70 and a half. You can now make up to a $7,000 contribution to a traditional IRA at any age over 70 and a half, as long as you have that much or more in earned income. Keep in mind, if you do make these contributions over age 70 and a half, it will reduce how much you can use from your retirement funds in a qualified charitable distribution. If you're considering this new opportunity, please coordinate it with us and your tax preparer for the details. Another major change enacted by the Secure Act was to create some new 529 plan rules. They include the ability to use up to $10,000 in your lifetime for qualified student loan repayments. The Secure Act also removed the 10% penalty for folks who are under age 59 and a half who withdraw up to $5,000 for expenses incurred within a year of a child birth or adoption. There are also abilities to repay this into the plan. So if this is a strategy you would consider, please see us and your tax advisor for the details. The Secure Act also made some sweeping changes to how inheritors need to take funds from a retirement account after the death of the owner. The new Secure Act created a 10-year rule that basically requires all inherited IRAs, Roth IRAs, and qualified plans to be distributed within 10 years of the death of the owner. It does make some exemptions for certain types of beneficiaries, however, like surviving spouses, the employee's children under age of majority, not the grandchildren or any other children, and also disabled individuals, as well as chronically ill individuals and non-spouse beneficiaries who are less than 10 years younger than the IRA owner. For example, a sibling who is 7 years younger. The new 10-year rule reminds us that a proactive approach could potentially reap rewards. To maximize your situation under the new 10-year rule, you may want to consider Roth conversions and possibly spreading distributions over many years and lower tax brackets. Unlike distributions from regular IRAs, Roth IRA qualified distributions are not taxed. A critical area to review because of the Secure Act is what we refer to as overall family tax bracket management. Logically speaking, if you are in a higher tax bracket than your beneficiaries, then it might make sense to let them take distributions in their tax bracket rather than in yours. However, if your beneficiaries are in a higher tax bracket, then it might make sense to take distributions in your tax bracket, then convert these accounts to Roth IRAs and leave them an account that, although has to be taken out within 10 years, it can still be left to grow tax-free. The first step is to review your marginal tax rate and your beneficiary's marginal tax rate each year. Let's review tax rates for just a moment. Here are the current tax rates for married filing jointly and single filers. Married filing jointly has lower rates on many amounts. Something that you need to remember is that even if no changes are made to any of these tax rates, in 2026, the law says we will go back to the old higher rates. So when you make your plan, please try to keep that in mind. As this arrow shows, for some people, that means a large withdrawal could mean what is taxed today at 24% could be taxed in 2026 at 33%, a much higher rate. Moving on, how can you make the mathematics of IRA conversions work for you? Well, your personal critical decision factors include the tax in the year that you convert versus the tax in the future year that you plan on making the withdrawals. Also, using outside funds are critical to pay the income tax, and the need for those IRA funds on a regular basis to meet your annual living expenses. You also need to consider your required minimum distributions. Remember, these now begin at age 72. If you convert to a Roth IRA, Roth IRAs do not have required minimum distributions. Also, your time horizon. How old are you, and how long can you defer the taxes? There's also estate tax considerations and the new 10-year rule. These are not always easy choices, and we can help you review your personal situation. Many tax experts, like Bob Keebler, are suggesting that a sweet spot for considering using partial Roth conversions are those who can currently fill up as high as the full 24% tax bracket, and after the sunset, go as high as filling up the 28% tax bracket. Again, we can help you review your situation. Some other reasons to consider Roth conversions, if appropriate, would include tax brackets could go up in future years. Your account value might be down from a decline in the marketplace. And some benefits from Roth IRA conversions include the fact they could lower your overall taxable income in the long run, and the fact that Roth IRAs enjoy tax-free compounding for your beneficiaries. There's also the fact that Roth IRAs have no required minimum distributions, and Roth IRAs allow tax-free withdrawals for your beneficiaries. As part of a good family tax bracket management strategy, we also want to confirm your beneficiaries as well as your contingent beneficiaries. To maximize your options for transferring wealth, you should check your primary beneficiaries and your contingent beneficiaries. Whatever strategy you end up evaluating, we can help you coordinate your opportunities with your tax preparer. As a recap, here are some key takeaways. The Secure Act has changed retirement. Your situation and the new 10-year rule definitely needs to be reviewed. Our goal is to help clients understand their choices. Your health is always a high priority, and you should continue to focus on your personal goals, and please call us with any concerns. You know, we would like to help others in 2021. In fact, we would be honored if you shared the names of a friend or two that we can send this video to, or to add to our mailing list so they too can benefit from our valuable ongoing information. What can you expect from us? Well, you can expect regular communication, more frequent discussions, and you can expect that we are continuously reviewing economic, tax, estate, and investment issues for our clients. Remember, your health and well-being is a high priority, and we appreciate the opportunity to assist you with your financial needs. And from the bottom of our hearts, we truly appreciate the trust and confidence that you have placed in us. We'll see you next time.